What's up, guys? It's Mike with Blackstone Shooting Sports, and I'm here today with Mark at the Atlas booth, and we're taking a look at all the different stuff that they have going on this year. Mark, what's the new products for this year?
Oh my gosh, we have a ton of stuff. So I'm going to grab this to make your life easier because we're going to walk around a little bit. All right, cool. So the biggest news this year for Atlas Gunworks is we've an update to all the guns. So what we're looking at is the V3 version of the pistols. And actually, frankly, this is the first time I've ever seen them in person. We've only ever seen them digitally on our new builder on the website. So there's quite a few refinements in here, and one thing about Atlas is interesting is if we can make the guns better in real time, we will. We don't hold back updates to the functionality of the pistols just to like wait for a version change or whatever. That stuff gets deployed. So a lot of what we shipped in the last 6 months, call it like a V2.8. But the big change on these is the top end. So it's now a billet top end, and we've made a couple of major changes. The ones that are most notable for the customer is the front sight post is now a Glock versus a dovetail, so its end user can change it out. And you can swap out to this kind of like a little omit sight that we have, and that gives a very clean look for the red dot shooter. The new optics plates, which do work on the old guns and the old plates on the new guns, take 4 screws now, and the cool thing about that is less Loctite. They stay down better. They stay flatter on the thing over the life of the gun. So that's been huge. And then there's significant refinements to like some of the pressure points on the grip. Just after years of making grips, we now kind of figured out what we think is the 80%. So with grips, you're trying to get one that works for everybody, and you and I have slightly different hands, for example. But so the V3 guns are great, and those will start hitting stores in March en masse, right? The other cool thing is there's no more lead time. So for those of you who've been waiting years to get our guns, we've just erased all of the lead time. So starting in March, when you want something, you'll be able to get it. The other big news this year is Perfect Zero. So we launched a second company, which is, for those of you who've been buying parts and magazines and all that stuff over the years from us, Perfect Zero is essentially all of that moved into one educational environment to teach you how to make these guns run better or to upgrade them. And a couple of the big things we've got this year, we can go through a bunch of parts and really fun stuff over there, but from the Blackstone shooter's perspective, the biggest stuff is upgrading guns you already have. So this is a Springfield Prodigy, and we can either sell you all the parts to put the Perfect Zero in it yourself, or we can have an Atlas trained gunsmith put the Perfect Zero into the gun for you, which is super dope. And then if you really just love your staccato, but you want an aluminum grip, now, the first time ever, the Atlas Alpha grip is available as a bolt-on for staccato, and it will be available for the Prodigy coming in the future. So if you want the panels and all of that, that is now available to you. The other things that are interesting in Perfect Zero, and for those of you who are interested in building guns or want to do that kind of stuff in the future, this is a what's old is new product, but these are essentially short block kits built. This is a 5-inch gun that you can in a box, so you can build it yourself, or you can launch your company, and we can supply you parts for the rest of your life if you need to. So we got lots of new products, the blocks, things like that. But just come over to Perfect Zero and check it out. Over time, you'll see a ton of education there that'll allow you to do the modifications for these guns for yourself, or you can always have an Atlas trained gunsmith do it for you. So that's about all we got going on at SHOT Show 2026, and we really appreciate everybody at Blackstone for all their hard work. We love that shop. North Carolina, we're headed your direction in a couple of years.
Cool, thank you, Mark. And if you guys haven't already checked it out, check out the Fire and Order episode on Atlas Gunworks that we did a couple weeks ago.